I just think, personally, you don't get tattoos of serial killers.
It's hard to pinpoint the exact favourite one I've ever done, so I'm going to go with my favourite recent one. I had a client who wanted two cowboys on the back, one cowboy on the back of each calf, and their kind of inquiry form and their ideas around it was somewhat gay cowboys. So it's two cowboys on each side and they're having somewhat a shoot off, but one of them is kind of sexy. And then underneath is the lyrics from a Willie Nelson Orville Peck song, which is cowboys are frequently secretly fond of each other. And I just absolutely loved it. It was such a fun idea and it looks really cool.
Favourite tattoo I've ever done? I would probably say, so I have a really good friend, Frances, and she has got quite a lot of floral work on her shoulders. But a few months ago, she came in and we did a moth on her chest. And I was really pleased with how that came out. We did like a little star in the middle of the moth, and I just think that it frames her body really well, and I think it really suits her. And again, it's something that I enjoy outside of work, so moths, butterflies, things like that. But yeah, probably something like that.
Amazing.
I think one of my favourite tattoos, the one that comes to mind first, is a cat. I recently did a cat portrait. It was meant to be done at a convention, but her cat actually escaped the morning of the convention. So, Dave got out, Dave the cat, so we didn't end up doing that on the day. But yeah, I did that the week after, and that turned out really well. And I'm glad he escaped and he was found, because it meant that I had more time to do it with less pressure the week after. So yeah, probably that one.
Dave the cat.
Dave the
Legend.
cat.
I feel like my favourite tattoo changes all the time because I feel like as an artist I'm always getting better. My favourite tattoo that I've done recently, I did a cowgirl on someone's calf. I love her so much. She's one of my favourite things I've ever done because I'm obsessed with all things country, so she is a solid fave.
I did a Day of the Dead piece not too long ago that was full colour, and she got candles around her face that have got like a colourful glow on her face and things. A good dog portrait is always, it's so cute. Like a dog portrait or a cat portrait, I love it. I love getting to hear about people's pets and stuff. So,
Can I say something slightly controversial or no?
Yeah.
I saw someone recently get a tattoo of Ed Gein. Is that how you say his name? It's the murderer, Ed Gein. I just think, personally, you don't get tattoos of serial killers. That's one of the worst I've ever seen. Why?
I think one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen was actually a Donald Trump tattoo. I was at a convention and one of the artists had done it and put it on his table as like a photo, which I thought was kind of strange because like, why would you want to show off that you've done? What would you do in the first place? But why would you want to show that off? He's a terrible person. But yeah, Donald Trump tattoo, awful. Why would you? It was a good, well done tattoo. Awful concept. Could have done anyone.
Oh gosh, the list goes on. One of my least favourite tattoos, and I've seen multiple of them, is when people get skulls, like a skull jaw tattooed on their hand, and then they pose like that. It gives me the ick a little bit. I don't like that.
The first one I'm thinking of is the blue flames on the toes.
Don't say that. Absolutely say that.
But I feel bad, like serial killer's a safe option because...
Don't say that.
What's that clown serial killer? The worst tattoo I've ever seen that I can think of from the top of my head, because there's quite a few. Recently I saw someone got flames across their toes, but they were in blue, so it looked a bit like frostbite, and it just was gross. I really didn't like that one.
yeah, Jimmy Savile portrait. I saw one of those not too long ago. Fucking disgusting. And anything that's got a Nazi symbol in it, like, fuck off. Yeah. It was a very well done portrait as well, which made me feel even worse about it. Like, no. And I've seen a lot of portraits of Donald Trump recently too. I've seen a portrait of Charlie Kirk recently.
I saw the Charlie Kirk one.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
I nearly said Charlie Kirk and I
Yeah.
thought, but Ed Gein was worse, let's be honest. He actually killed people.
I think the biggest misconception about tattoos is more catered towards probably like cis women, where they're going to look ugly on your wedding day, or how they're going to look when you're old. A lot of women tend to get that more so than men. I think that's the biggest one, because it's not true at all. A lot of old people have tattoos, and we're all going to be old and tattooed, and we're going to look sick. So yeah, I don't think that's true at all.
One that I hear quite a lot is that colour won't hold, because a lot of, obviously with me doing a lot of colour tattoos and wanting to push more colour realism pieces in my portfolio, a lot of clients will come back to me with, oh, but colour doesn't last. And years ago, like 10 to 20 years ago and more, that was definitely the case. But the advancement in tattoo equipment has rocket fired these past like 10 or so years. So now if you go to an artist that knows how to apply colour properly and they buy reputable ink brands, your colour pieces will look just as fresh as they were when they were first done 10 years down the line.
Biggest misconception is they have to mean something, because they don't. One of the first tattoos that I ever saw that was what I would say was pretty daft was a lad at my college had the Cocoa Pops monkey tattooed from his nipple to his armpit. Just, it was weird, but it was cool. Why not? One of the first tattoos that I ever saw that I loved, that I wanted, was a hot stuffed devil, which is like one of the little baby devils. I still don't have one, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, original tattooing, other than like army and navy tattoos, means nothing. Meant nothing. Meant nothing. So yeah, they don't have to mean anything. Get what you want.
That they really hurt. They're not the nicest, but they're not unbearable. I always say to people, if they were like absolutely horrific, people wouldn't be covered head to toe. So don't let people put you off getting them. If you really want one, do it.
Biggest misconception about tattoos, that only thieves and thugs and ruffians have them, because they don't anymore. Tattoos are for everybody.
Stay hydrated in the days before, moisturise the area you want to get tattooed, have a good breakfast, take snacks and drinks with you, and advocate for yourself. Find an artist who you feel comfortable with, so look at their online presence, make sure that they look like a nice person, because if you need a break, you should absolutely be able to tell them that you need a break, or if you need the toilet or anything like that. So yeah, advocate for yourself.
I think a top tip if you're going to get your first tattoo is to make sure you eat a big meal before. I think that's probably the main thing, and bring some sweets and fizzy drinks with you, because I fainted for my first tattoo. So yeah, it happens. Even if the tattoo doesn't really hurt, your body could just say nope. So make sure you eat something and get your blood sugar up.
Research your artist. Really spend a lot of time researching your artist in a lot of different formats. So if your artist has social media, especially if they have multiple social media platforms, check all of them. Check things like hashtags to see if anybody that has been tattooed has posted on their end about the artist and posted a picture of the tattoo that hasn't been taken in perfect lighting, that hasn't been taken with lenses and filters, because a lot of artists unfortunately do use these things now. So being able to research and find reliable client testimonial, I think, is really important.
So if you're 18 or 19 and you're thinking about getting your first tattoo, think about it, because I know they don't have to mean anything, but as you age, your tastes change, and most people don't like the things that they got when they were under 25, myself included. So think about it, live with the idea for a bit, because you know you can cover them and you can take them away, but some people will get some really daft tattoos for their first tattoos, and I say it doesn't mean that much, but it bothers some people. So yeah, try and think about it before you get it done. If you're an older person, my top tip would just be just make sure you choose the right artist for you, because although an artist is good, you know, they could have a big following and be really talented, they might not be the right person for you, because they might not like suit your needs, you know, especially if you're neurodivergent or disabled. You know, some people aren't great with other people, and some people don't care. So yeah, research, reviews.
A matchmaking bug.
Yeah, we need like Tinder for tattooers.
Aftercare. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Look after it after you have had the tattoo. Always listen to your artist's aftercare advice, and don't think that you're immune to not doing that. It's really important to look after the tattoo as you've been told afterwards, because if not, you run the risk of getting infections and then the tattoo not healing very well and therefore not aging very well. You could go in the sea and
We
die.
got on about that guy who got a tattoo. I think he was in Spain.
And got sepsis and died.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think the most neurodivergent thing I've done, I've lost my engagement ring. Does that count? I was late to give birth to my own child. It's pretty bad. Yeah, there's many. Yeah.
The most neurodiverse thing I think I've ever done that I can just think of right now, because there's so many, was maybe collect snails when I was a kid. That's why I have a tattoo of a snail on my hand. Yeah, I used to collect snails.
Live one.
Even a few years ago, yeah, I had some pet snails. I had about 30 of them. So
Just like from the
Yeah.
garden.
no, like the
Oh.
giant African land snails. But yeah, when I was a kid, I would collect garden snails and feed them rhubarb and stuff.
One of the biggest things I struggle with is being able to conceptualize someone's question, because if it's not, it has to be literally super obvious what you mean, or I won't understand what you mean. And then I'll start to break it down and there'll be like a million sub-points of exactly what you mean and exactly what you want from me. So probably this question. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm really outing myself here as well. I've recently just been to Cornwall, very overstimulated by the hills and the walking, because I'm not the most fit person in the world. My health could do with some improving, and I was quite overstimulated. So rather than telling the person, my partner, that I was overstimulated and needed a little bit of a breather, I stormed off up the hill way too quickly, got to the top of the hill, and then had a panic attack at the top of the hill. Other than that, yeah, that's probably the most neurodivergent thing I've done recently. There's loads of things, all sorts. I did very obviously. Last night going to bed, they say, don't they? And I don't know how true it is, but that neurotypical people will just go to bed like normally and their hands will relax. But I'm very much one of, I'll tuck myself in and then wonder why my wrists are killing in the morning. But yeah, probably one of those.
Yeah, so while we were getting everything ready yesterday, ready for filming today, I finally just caved and taped all of the wires to the back of my station rather than just buying a cable organiser, because it makes me violently angry when I can see a pile of cables that are not organised and aren't straight and they're all overlapped and tangled. It literally makes me sweaty. Big light. Absolutely. Get that thing off right now. I literally scream about it when I'm at home. I'll sit there, angry as hell, and I'll be ranting about something, and then I'll go, why the fuck is the big light on? Turn it off now. Every time. Whenever I turn into a bitch, I realise the big light's on, and that is the reason why I was a bitch. Every time without fail. But another one would be textures of food. That's something I really struggle with. I'm quite a picky eater in the fact that it's not flavour, it's texture. If there is anything ever so slightly wrong with the texture, like it's literally making me clammy talking about it.
Noise and heat, both together, I die. Noise probably the most, yeah. I really struggle with, if I'm feeling overstimulated by something small and then noise, a lot of noise comes into it, I really struggle then, and I get really crabby and really irritable, and I have to either cover my ears or leave. There's been quite a few times where I've just like busted out of shops because I felt too audibly overstimulated.
My biggest cause of overstimulation is really stupid, actually. It's the freezer. My freezer at home has a lot of frost. and I can't even go in it. I have to get my partner to go in it and get anything from it because it literally just makes me curl up in a ball and want to cry, which is so surprising because I must have just never really noticed it when I was younger, or cars outside, but I normally wear headphones, so. The sound and the cold as well, but the sound of even thinking about it makes me really like feel sick.
Oh God, loud noises, bright lights, hard floors. I hate big Tesco. Like going into like big supermarkets it causes me so much like anxiety and overstimulation. And it's funny because I was talking about this the other day that like I can go to heavy metal gigs with like big crowds and be like, yay, this is fun. But take me into big Tesco or like a big supermarket when it's busy, I can't stand it. Small Tesco's fine. Well, it depends how busy it is.
For me, I get really overstimulated by loud noise, but it's not one loud noise, it's when there's lots going on. So for example, if I'm in a shop and there's people talking and there's loud music and there's like beeping from a tannoy or it's really cold or really hot, it like sends my brain into overdrive and I just need to leave.
At the minute, Hayley Williams, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party is her latest album. I have adored that woman since I was about 12 years old. And although I like quite heavy music, I like to listen to her whilst I'm tattooing. Again, just because it sets a bit of a calmer vibe in the studio. It means that the clients can be comfortable, I can concentrate. Hayley Williams.
When I'm tattooing, country or 80s music or rock music. I've got a pretty varied music choice, but anything country, anything queer, anything 80s, anything that's nice and chilled but won't send me to sleep.
When I'm tattooing, I quite like listening to calmer acoustic music, like Hosier, Cave Town, that type of thing. It's a bit more chill. Or if I'm really like feeling in the mood, I'll listen to music you can twerk to, like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. So yeah, very different.
So in a team, who is most likely to lose their keys?
Most likely to lose their key is Tash.
Tash.
Me. Maybe. Because I did it the other week.
Who's most likely to get distracted by a cute dog?
Ooh, these are quick fire and I'm not quick firing. Can I say me? Me, I would say so.
Most likely to get distracted by a cute dog, Teddy.
Teddy.
Oh, probably me. I'm crazy for animals, and I've actually got a blind client that comes in with an assistance dog, and it is so difficult to not just spend the day cuddling the dog because she's so cute.
Who's most likely to get stressed by the admin?
Tash.
Because Matt helps Tash a lot with her admin.
Stressed by admin, Robyn.
Tash.
Who's most likely to burst into song randomly?
Polly.
Easy.
Or me,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
Me or Paul. Or Matt. It's hard. It's a tie, I think. I'm pretty bad for it.
It's like a three-part harmony part.
Yeah, we all join in and set each other off.
I'd say me or Teddy.
Polly loves a good sing-song. She is always singing along to the music that's on in the shop. She's always down for a good dance and a good sing-song. So yeah, definitely Polly.
Colour or black and white?
Black and white.
Black and white.
Colour.
Black and white.
Colour.
Machine or hand poke?
Machine.
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 Flash or custom?
Custom.
Ooh, custom.
Flash.
Ooh. Flash.
Flash.
Music or silence?
Music.
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 Walk-ins or appointments?
Appointments.
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 An appointment.
Hot drink or fizzy drink?
Hot drink.
Fizzy drink.
Fizzy drink.
Fizzy.
Fizzy drink. Pepsi Max.
Well done.